Thinking about buying an NZXT Starter Plus computer? Well, I did, and I just got it the other day. When I opened the box, there was a little surprise. So stay tuned and we'll talk about it.
6-8 Bravo.
Welcome to 6-8 Bravo. Excuse the mess behind me. I'm moving back in the basement and still getting stuff set up. If you want to watch me on Twitch, I do stream every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Usually play Call of Duty, a little bit of Fortnite sometimes, but lately it's been a lot of Call of Duty. So please join me on Twitch for that. So, I ordered an NZXT Starter Plus computer. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but first let's kind of get the backstory of how I ended up getting one of those, because as you can see over this shoulder, there we go. Oh, you can see behind me, I have two NZXT computers back there. That's because I just went to a gaming computer and streaming computer, so I got a 2 PC setup for my streaming on Twitch. When I tried to do it on just my one PC, which is, it's a nice PC, it's a powerful PC. If you've seen it, my video of me building it before, you know, it's got some good bones inside, so it's a powerful computer. But whenever I was gaming and trying to stream at the same time, I would get some stuttering. Sometimes it would get it so bad it would look like stop motion animation. So I decided I wanted to switch to a 2 PC setup, so I have nice smooth 1080p 60 frame a second streams. I tried a couple older computers before purchasing this one. I tried an iBuyPower computer that I traded my Xbox One X for. I think it had a GTX 970 in it. But with the card that was in that computer, it only had one PCIe slot, so I had to take the video card out so I could put my capture card in. So essentially I was only encoding using the processor that was in that computer. It was a Gen 6 i7 processor. It wasn't a bad processor at all. But when I'd run the test on OBS, the best it could do was 720p at 60 frames a second. And I wanted to stream at 1080. So I got my hands on an old dual Xeon motherboard and put that in there. And it did great. Did 1080 at 60 frames a second. But it was a 10-year-old computer and it lasted about a week. And then it started blue screening and died. So that's when I decided, you know what, I'm just going to buy another NZXT computer because I like NZXT computers. I think they're good computers. When the gaming computer behind me, I built that one, so I got all the parts from NZXT, case, coolers, all that stuff, fans, motherboard, and essentially built it myself. But this route, I just wanted to I didn't need another super powerful computer to do my streams. I just needed something decent that could push out 1080 at 60 frames a second. So I looked at the starter. I just wanted to get a pre-built. I didn't want to build another one. I just was going to have them build it for me at NZXT and ship it here. I looked at the starter plus, and then the streaming, so the streaming build that they have. Now the streaming had an RTX 2070 in it, which was way overkill for what I needed to do. And I wasn't really looking at paying $1,500 for my second computer just for a streaming computer. So then I started looking at the starter and starter plus. The starter looked good. It was $899. I think it would have been fine, but looking at the starter plus and what I got for just $100 more, it upgraded the graphics card to a 1660 Ti, and it upgraded the M.2 SSD to a 1 terabyte from a 512. So that was a no-brainer for me to just throw in the extra $100 and get the starter plus. I think that's the best deal of the starter computers that they have. Now the starter plus specs, when I ordered 3 weeks ago, and that's another thing. I mean, I know COVID's going on and all that. They advertised on their site that if you get the pre-builts, they'll ship it out within a week. Well, here I am 3 weeks later, and I just got my computer, so I understand, not a big deal, but don't advertise if you're not gonna ship it out in a week. So the specs of the one I got, the Starter Plus, the case is the H510 case, the CPU cooling Cryorg C7, motherboard ASRock B365 Phantom Gaming 4, the GPU Gigabyte GeoForce GTX 1660 Ti overclocked with 6 gigs of video RAM. The CPU Intel Core i5 9400F 6 core. Power supply EVGA 600 watt. RAM at 16 gigs, 2 8 gig sticks, 16 gigs of T-Force Vulkan Z at 3200 megahertz. And then the SSD is an Intel 660p, 1 terabyte, and that's the M.2 drive. And that thing's fast. I love it. It's nice. And then I ordered a puck, and then one of the extra things was I didn't order it. It came with it was a Wi-Fi card. So, and then Windows 10 Home. So that was the order summary that came with it and what I purchased. So, obviously, the 1660 is overkill for rendering my stream, but hey, that's me. I like to do things, and you set it for extra. Maybe I can do something else down the road, and I'll have that power on that computer. So with my gaming computer, all the CPU and GPU can go towards strictly the gaming. I've got the AverMedia capture card that I put into the Starter Plus, and that's getting everything from my gaming computer. I'm just mirroring the screen of my gaming monitor, and then all the CPU and GPU of the streaming computer can just go towards sending it out to the stream. So I can really enjoy my gaming more, and I know that I'm not going to get the stop motion animation or stuttering or and I tried everything. I looked online, I tried all the stuff, starting up OBS as admin, all that stuff, and it didn't help. There was still problems. I don't know what it was. I've got a 2080 card in that gaming computer, so now for the surprise I got when I opened the box. So when I opened the box on my NZXT computer, when I got Starter Plus, I took it out of the box, took the glass side off, and as soon as I pulled out the styrofoam, I instantly noticed, hey, that is not a Cryorg C7 CPU cooler in there. What came with it was a Deep Cool Gamma X GTE Deep Cool. I mean, it's a monster. It's bright. It's got the LED white light back there. You can see it back there. It looks like a damn spotlight. But I mean, to me, that's an upgrade from the Cryorg, because the Cryorg is a low profile that sits over. So the Deep Cool, I saw that and I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe they were out of the Cryorg. Not a big deal. But then when I looked more, I noticed that I did not have an ASRock B35 Phantom Gaming 4 motherboard. What I had in my build was an MSI Z390A Pro. So, and online, comparing those two motherboards, the MSI motherboard is about $40 cheaper. So I think I got kind of ganked on the motherboard. And then I also noticed that I was supposed to get the EVGA power supply, and I got a Seasonic power supply. So it was a surprise. And even the order summary that came with the computer, it was still saying, the CryoWorks C7, the ASRock motherboard, and the EVGA power supply. So I wrote to NZXT. I sent them, opened a ticket, sent them an email or whatever, and it opened a ticket, and just let them know. I'm like, hey, I love my computer. I just, but I wanted to let you know that I received it with 3 different parts than what I was supposed to get. I'm not upset because it still functions like I need it to do, but I would have appreciated some kind of heads up, contacting me before, while they were building it, or before shipping, saying, hey, we didn't have these parts on hand, so we replaced with these parts. At least give me a heads up. I like the PC. I just wish someone would have had the courtesy to contact me and explain about changing the parts before shipping. That's just good customer service. Had I purchased this to be my main machine, a lot of people, it's $1,000 computer. A lot of people that save up a long time to buy something like that. And had I not had my other computer and I was just getting this for my streaming, but I got this to be my main machine, I would have been pretty pissed. I'd be like, what the fuck? I ordered this and I got this. I'm not pissed. I love NZXT. I just think they kind of dropped the ball on this. They should have given me a heads up. I'm still waiting on a reply back to my email I sent in. They did reply within like 5 hours saying, hey, sorry, but can you send us, pictures of the different parts and a screenshot of, the components that the computer is showing that it has. So I did all that, and I'm still waiting on the reply now, but I would imagine they're not open till Monday. So I'll probably get a reply on Monday, and I'll follow up in the show notes or another video, depending on how this goes. Again, I love NZXT computers, but I just wanted to get it out there that, if someone else, was getting this thing and they didn't get the parts that the NZXT said they were even going to build and send, that's kind of a raw deal. I'm happy with the computer. I'm not going to send it back to get the different parts or, whatever. I'm good with it. It's just a secondary streaming PC. I just wanted to get the word out there because a lot of people, might be thinking of getting something like this, and if they don't get what they're asking for. Now, I did notice I went on the website, and since I've purchased my PC, I went back and I looked at the Starter Plus, and now they are advertising it with the Deep Cool CPU cooler, so that changed. So no big deal there, but again, a simple email saying, hey, due to low part supply, whatever, we're using this instead of this or whatever. I feel I got to upgrade on the CPU cooler, but the other things I feel might be kind of a downgrade. If you're going to substitute something, compensate, let somebody know and compensate them in some way. So that's just my 2 cents on that. Just put that out there so people know. Again, I can't stress enough how much I like NZXT computers. Would I buy another computer from them? Probably. it's, you know, this could be an isolated incident, or it could be the normal way they do business. I don't know. I built my own computer last year, so this was the first one that they built for me. Now, had I gone on NZXT build and spec'd out a computer to have them build and it came with different parts, that would be a whole different story. But since this is just a, you know, a starter plus model, and I understand the situation with COVID, and also, you know, pre-builts like these that they throw together with specific parts, those parts are due to change from time to time. But, you know, if it changes while you're building my computer, please let me know. That's all I ask. So again, I'll update in the show notes if I hear anything back from NZXT. Still love the computer. I did my first stream last night with it on Friday. We stream it again tomorrow. So I'm happy. You know, it's just, it's unfortunate that I came with different parts and I was made unaware. Kind of a shock when you unbox it and then you're like, that's not what I'm supposed to get. So just putting that out there. So again, you know, please like and subscribe my YouTube videos if you like them. If you don't have to. Shoot me a note if you want to see more stuff like this. I don't buy a computer all the time, but, you know, I do a lot of different computer stuff. Again, I'm on Twitch every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Come and join me for some gaming. Be forewarned, I do use foul language and cuss, so enjoy. And stay safe, and we'll see you next time. 6-8.